Hello and welcome, my name is James Harrington and today we're doing a La Liga and Copa Del Rey preview. If you're new to the channel and enjoy Spanish football, why not hit the subscribe button? We don't only do previews here. My last video I did an opinions piece, 10 talking points with 10 La Liga games to go in 10 minutes. Very proud of that one. Today we'll be talking about match day 29 and the first of 2 Copa del Rey finals in 2 weeks. Let's get into it. So the game to look out for this weekend on match day 29, Sevilla versus Atletico Madrid. Now Sevilla go into this game after a draw with Real Valladolid 1-1. Real Valladolid took the lead in the first half thanks to an Oriana penalty after it was decided that Diego Carlos had bundled Sean Weissman down in the box. It was their only shot on target in the first half. But in the second half, Sevilla came out fighting. They put the pressure on and threw the kitchen sink at the match. Luke de Jong had the best opportunities for the side, 2 headed opportunities, one went wide and one hit the post. Then in the 94th minute, it was a Sevilla corner. Bono, their goalkeeper, came up for it. The ball was crossed in. Real Valladolid could have cleared it, however they didn't. En-Nesyri then pokes the ball into the path of Bono, who rifles it home, giving the Andalusian side the draw. Bono, who's been a real safe pair of hands of late for Sevilla, has now turned goal scorer. The first time a Sevilla goalkeeper has scored in La Liga in the club's history. What has been noticeable for Sevilla of late? The side are looking fatigued, so they were grateful for the international break. We also saw a slight drop in confidence. With those defeats to Barcelona, to Borussia Dortmund and Elche, thankfully for Julian Lopetegui's side, they were able to get 2 wins and a draw before the break occurred. And I was reading an interview by Suso with the club's media, and he was saying this has come at a great time because finally the team can train. They've had a game every 3 or 4 days since September 18th. It's been unrelenting. But another really point that Suso made in this interview was kind of Sevilla competing at the top level. Obviously there's Atletico Madrid, Barcelona and Real Madrid have been the most successful sides in La Liga. And he said whilst the team can compete against those 3, they're not on the same level. And I think he's right. This was the season, if it was going to be any season, that Sevilla could have really challenged for the La Liga crown. With all the fixtures happening, the injuries pile up at other clubs, this could have been their moment. However, it wasn't to be. Of course, their objective is to qualify for Europe, for the Champions League, and I think that will happen because they've got a 10-point gap on the team in 5th place. However, when you look at their results against the big 3, Barcelona, they've had a loss and a draw, and a defeat to Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. It shows that they're still not quite there. So going to this game against Atletico Madrid, they have to play their strongest side. And for me, that's Bono in goal, a back 4 of Navas, Diego Carlos, Koundé and Acuna, a midfield 3 of Fernando, Jordan and Papu Gomez, and a front 3 of Ocampos, Suso and En-Nesyri. So let's talk about Sevilla's opponents, Atletico Madrid, the league leaders who got 4 points in hand on those in second. Now Atletico Madrid last time out had to play Alaves in what was a 1-0 victory for the team from the capital. The first half, to be honest, Alaves didn't really trouble Los Rojiblancos, and to be honest it was probably one of the worst first half performances by Luis Suarez in an Atletico shirt. However, he was their saviour and got them the goal in the second half, thanks to a Kieran Trippier assist, and it was a brilliant assist I should say, and it was then a sublime Suarez header, his 500th career goal. The game began to open up after that, but then suddenly, in the 85th minute, Savic gave away a penalty. And the Montenegrin defender has been great this season, really grown into his leadership role and not just more than just being a rock in defence. Heart sunk, thinking this could be it. This will be the moment that if Alaves score, Atletico Madrid won't win the title. But up steps their hero, Oblak, the wall. He made a brilliant penalty save. And it's moments like that that if Atletico Madrid do win the La Liga title, that will be seen as a defining one. The end of the game with a 1-0 victory, and it's that classic Atletico saying, partido a partido, game by game, 1-0, get the 3 points, move on. Now, after that match, I decided to listen to Tel and John's La Liga weekly podcast. Really good podcast, go check it out. And they were talking about partnering, who should partner Luis Suarez up top, a question I've posed in previous videos. Now, in this match, they played with Angel Correa up top, in large part due to João Felix's suspension, but they also favoured Correa in the match against Getafe. Now, you've got to think, João Felix has undisputed talent, a big money signing, but it seems like Diego Simeone doesn't know what to do with him of late. At the start of the season, the first 7 games, he got 5 La Liga goals. However, since then, in 17 matches, he's only got 2 goals. It seems like he won't feature in the match against Sevilla, due to picking up a knock on the international break with Portugal against Luxembourg. But then does that then pave the opportunity for Moussa Dembele possibly? Now he was brought on loan in January and hasn't really featured for the side since that move. He did play 23 minutes against Getafe in a substitute appearance and he was brilliant in that game. Really threatening and had the best opportunities for Atletico Madrid. Now there was worrying images of training over the international break where he fainted, however it said that he will be fit for this game. Also for Diego Simeone going into this game against Sevilla, 11 players were away on international duty and unfortunately for him, Yannick Carrasco picked up a knock. Yannick Carrasco has been brilliant this season in when they've shifted that more attacking formation, so he will be a big loss and Simeone will have to shuffle the pack. So what is my prediction? Now this game earlier in the season was a 2-0 victory for Atletico Madrid with Correa and Saúl getting the goals. But Sevilla are good at home, getting 31 points of a possible 42. It's a tough one, it really is. I'm going to go 1-1 Sevilla versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid fans are going to hate me for that because it does mean the title race becomes even tighter, but I think Sevilla will get the draw. Now for the next game to talk about this weekend, I feel like it had to feature one of the relegation threatened sides. And I thought let's talk about a side that has a chance of winning this weekend. For me, that goes to Alaves, who play Celta Vigo at home. Now, I could have spoken about Levante versus Huesca, but with Alaves at home, I felt that kind of gave them the edge. Now, looking at Alaves, this fixture early in the season was a 2-0 victory for Celta Vigo, but I looked at their running and I thought, if any of the sides have the easiest of run-ins, it is Alaves. They play direct relegation rivals in Eibar, Elche and Huesca. They also have to play Valencia. Now I've thrown Valencia into the mix here because they've only just pulled away from the relegation zone and can look quite frail at times. Throw Celta Vigo in, they need to get these victories. Now with that, they can't just rely upon the likes of Pacheco and Hoslo, who they've done so many times. They need other players to step up. For me, net players include the likes of Facundo Pellistri, and you might be saying, wow, that's a lot of great expectation on a youngster who's only just come in and on loan from Manchester United. However, for me, against Atletico Madrid, he showed that he had the talent. Very raw talent, maybe lacking a bit of end product, but that's that spark they need going forward. Also got Lejeune, the loanee from Newcastle United, who's been a strong defensive performer this season. But another player, and a player I've spoken about before, Lucas Perez. Now I've talked about in prior Alaves previews how if Abelardo wants any chance of staying up, he has to play Joselu with Perez, the two best strikers at the club, and there was a very fruitful partnership last season. However, it doesn't seem to be the case of late. Now, in the Spanish media over the international break, it was rumoured that there's unrest with regards to Lucas Perez. There's been complaints of his attitude and his lack of commitment to the side. The Lucas Perez camp have squashed those rumours, but also made the point that there's a strain in the relationship between him and Abelardo. Now, Abelardo in the game, the defeat to Atletico Madrid, came out and said he wants commitment from everyone if they want any chance of survival. Now that seemed like a thinly veiled dig at Lucas Perez because he wasn't on the bench, favouring the likes of Davison and Borja Sainz ahead of him as attacking options. Look, I know Alaves have had a real stinker of form. They've only picked up 1 point from a possible 5 and haven't scored in 3 of their last 5 matches. But if they want any chance of staying up, they have to win against Celta Vigo. So Alaves' opposition, Celta Vigo, who on their day are a truly frightening prospect, with the likes of Nolito, Aspas, Mendes, Mina and Suarez. They play ultra-attacking football and they're just such a threat. They also have Renato Tapia, the Peruvian, kind of in that holding midfield position, and I'm not saying he's the signing of the season. But to be a free agent from Feyenoord, he really has settled into life in La Liga so well. Now, as I say, with that ultra-attacking football, that leaves them exposed at times and can mean that teams exploit that space. I was really excited when Chacho came in as manager for Celta Vigo. He's a completely different prospect to that of Oscar Garcia and seemed to breathe life into the dressing room of the Galician side. Last weekend they played Real Madrid. It was a 3-1 victory for Real Madrid and it was a largely dominant display from the team from the capital. And as I said, the Celta Vigo results are problematic because they are inconsistent, but I think for the rest of the campaign it's just going to be a steady campaign for them, a nice mid-table finish, and the Celta Vigo fans will be happy with that. Now that leaves my prediction, and I did say at the start of this, I was previewing a side in the relegation that could win it. So I'm going to have to stick with my guns here. And to be honest, I feel like these words have come back to bite me. I'm going to go with Alaves 2-1 versus Celta Vigo. They slightly have the better head-to-head record over the Galician side, but to be honest, I do feel a sense of shock I'm even saying this. Alaves are going to win. So let's talk about the Copa del Rey. Now, it's 2 Copa del Rey finals in 2 weeks. A really exciting prospect, especially if you're an Athletic Club fan, because your side is featuring in both of them. I don't need to tell you that. But look, let's start with Athletic Bilbao, because even though they are the away side, there's a lot of things to unpack here. Now, they're the second most decorated side in the competition. They've won the title 23 times, but the last time they won the Copa del Rey was in 1984. Now, they're going to this game off the back of a 1-1 draw in the league. Uribe Chichi got the goal, the opener against Eibar in a brilliant volley in the 9th minute. However, unfortunately, Unai Lopez squandered possession and Eibar were able to level. The game went on. It was a pretty dry affair after that. Now, since Marcelino's come in, I've talked about him on a number of occasions of what a positive impact he has had, playing that counter-attacking 4-4-2 formation. 17 matches in charge, 9 wins. But what I was kind of reading in the build-up, and it was a really nice quote in one of the British newspapers about kind of the importance of the Copa del Rey to Athletic Club. It was saying how a victory is not a sense of welcoming former glories, but showing to people from the Basque region that you don't have to leave Athletic Bilbao to fulfill your ambitions of winning trophies. You don't have to go to the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid because, as you're probably aware, Athletic Bilbao only operate a Basque-only players policy. So it's really hard to, firstly, grow homegrown talent and then keep them. Athletic Bilbao are a sleeping giant in Spanish football. And yes, they did win the Supercopa early in the season thanks to Inaki Williams' winner, but all Athletic Bilbao fans will be hoping they can win this one, particularly as against Real Sociedad. Now, Real Sociedad, a team that are far less successful in this competition than their Basque rivals, having only won it twice, the last time being in 1987. Now, Imanol's men, their confidence did take a bit of a beating in the last match in La Liga, where they lost 6-1 at home to Barcelona. Now, on the day, they did have to play a makeshift defence, and it's rumoured that Nacho Monreal will pass the fitness test for this final. Now, Nacho Monreal is an important figure in the Real Sociedad dressing room, not just for his leadership or his defensive capabilities, but especially in this case, having that know-how how to win finals. Another player that will be really important, and again, rumoured to be fit, David Silva. Again, not just for his leadership, but for the fact his influence on the creativity of the Real Sociedad side. Imanol will be also hoping that with 5 international players out on duty, they won't get an injury. Now you've got Alex Isak representing Sweden and Miguel Oyarzabal, their captain, playing for Spain. The last time these two sides met was on New Year's Eve, where Real Sociedad came out victors away at Athletic Club 1-0 thanks to a Porto goal in the 5th minute. They were by far the better side in the day and deserved of the victory. But what do I think that means for my prediction? Who do I think is going to win the first Copa del Rey of this double whammy? I'm sorry to say this, Athletic Bilbao fans. I think it's going to be Real Sociedad. I'm going to go with 2-0 Real Sociedad. Well, that's it for this week. That was my La Liga and Copa del Rey preview. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Give it a thumbs up. It really is appreciated. Comment below your predictions. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.